The other thing we can do is gross motor activities, exercises, core stability exercises. Again, the cerebellum controls the muscles around your spine, so strengthening the core muscles is going to help improve the cerebellum. And it's been studied that kids with ADHD have smaller cerebellums, they have smaller basal ganglia, and it's been studied. So we've got to get that cerebellum functioning better. That's why a lot of these kids are not very coordinated. So we want to really work at that. That really affects the cerebellum. The other thing that we can do is we can do gentle chiropractic adjustments. Now, not just chiropractic adjustments to improve the alignment of the spine and for back pain like most people think, but chiropractic adjustments can be an incredible stimulation. They're very powerful because what they do is they stimulate the cerebellum. Okay, so we can do an adjustment, and we use an instrument, so we don't have to get in there and necessarily use the cracking and popping and things that you're used to or most people think chiropractic's about. We can get in here with this instrument and we can just stimulate certain sides of the spine. So we can come in and we can go right up the right side of the spine or the left side of the spine. If we go up the left side of the spine, that's going to fire up the left cerebellum, which then fires to the right brain. So we'll do a lot of left joint stimulation. Chiropractic adjustments are very, very effective. The other thing that we can do is we can do, again, and we talked about this, we can do some light stimulation. We can actually just stimulate the pupils on one side, and that would increase the firing of the brain. So that's a real important thing to do. The other thing that we do, and this is probably the most important therapy that we do in the office for kids with ADHD, is the interactive metronome. And you can go to www.interactivemetronome.com. They've got a great demonstration. It's a powerful tool that we can use for kids with focus problems, attention deficit, and it's really good, and we're going to talk about it here. Actually, when you go to the website, you can look at some of the research that they have. They've done a lot of clinical research on the effectiveness of using this computer-based program at helping kids with attention deficit. If you look on the screen, you can see one of the research studies. They did a double-blind, placebo-controlled study of 9 to 12-year-old boys diagnosed with ADHD, and they found those undergoing interactive metronome treatments, that's IM treatments, showed statistically significant improvements over both control groups in attention and concentration, motor control and coordination, language processing, reading fluency, and the control of aggression and impulsivity. And this study was published in the American Journal of Occupational Therapy back in 2001. And so we use this, we combine all these things. And so let's talk a little bit about the interactive metronome. Basically what will happen is your child will wear these headphones. These headphones will come on, and the other thing that they'll do is they're going to put on this hand trigger, or they can also use a foot trigger. And what will happen is they're going to wear the headphones like this, and they're going to listen to a reference tone. They're going to hear this in their ears, and what they need to do is they need to hit the trigger at the exact time, down to the millisecond that they're hearing the reference tune. And now, to do it, they have to be incredibly focused, because the right side of the brain, it's a treatment of choice for the right side of the brain, because the right side of the brain controls focus, it controls attention, and so they need to really block everything out and really listen. Now, they're going to get a score at the end. And it seems easy when you just look at it. Obviously, if you watch it on this video, it may seem easy to you. And I'll have parents, when they come in, I have them also try it. But they have to do this over time, and they've got to get very accurate. And so as they do it, they're actually developing neuroplasticity in the right side of the brain. So it's a great therapy, and we can do it in a lot of different ways. We can do it with just fine motor movement. If it's a left brain problem, right brain problem, we can use gross motor movement. We can have them standing on a balance beam. We can have them using a Swiss ball with it. There's hundreds of different tasks that we can use with it. It develops repetition, it develops timing, it develops focus, it develops predictability, and these are all things that kids with ADHD are having trouble with. And focus is the big thing, because again, for them to actually get a good score, they've got to really focus on the reference tune. So go to the website, learn more about that. It's a great therapy. We've had some great success with it in our office. Now, a book that you can read that I highly recommend is this book. It's called Disconnected Kids. And this book was written by Dr. Robert Melillo. He is a chiropractic neurologist, And this book talks a lot about these therapies. He's one of the doctors that is doing a lot of research on ADHD and this type of brain-based drug-free care for kids with these types of problems and other problems too, dyslexia, autism, and whatnot. So highly recommend it. You can get it from Amazon.com. Disconnected Kids, Dr. Robert Melillo.